Hola amigos, check out this really cool way of doing wall paneling. This is a kind of Nouveau modern way where we're breaking away from the traditional wall paneling model that utilizes a sheet of plywood for the internal rectangles. Like all this traditionally would be plywood, and actually utilizes the level 5 drywall, which is totally smooth, as our backer and negative space for this large panel. And you can see we've got panels all over the wall. They're all done the same way. And this is a really, not only cool way of doing it, looks good, but it's much more cost effective, right? And it's cost effective because we're just simply having to pay for this very small trim piece, and we're not having to utilize all the additional material or labor expense to create the additional rectangles. So how this goes on to the wall is very simple. We're using these 23 gauge pin nails. We're using about 1.25 inch length nail, and we're just shooting through as you saw me do. And then we are back caulking, right? With like a trim and molding caulking. And we're doing that because we don't want there to be a gap on the top of these in the end, right? So if you want to come zoom in and just take a look at the top of this molding, it's nice and tight. And that caulking is going to pre-caulk, in essence, any of our molding, so we don't have to come back and have the painters caulk those again. If we have any adhesive that is coming out, we just sponge the top of it, sponge the bottom of it, and it looks great, it's clean, it's done, and we're ready for paint, right? So now, speaking of paint, when we paint, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna spray. We're not gonna roll because that's gonna mess with the textures. It's not gonna look right. This could look different than that. We're just gonna come in and we're just gonna spray. We're gonna go for a monolithic look in terms of the texture. Last time we did this, I think we used a Scuffex paint and sprayed that, and it worked wonderfully. So that could be an option. You could also use like a cabinet coat or a Command or a nice, water-based enamel paint. But I love doing paneling this way. It just seems like it makes so much sense. And I highly recommend y'all try it out versus using the traditional method. And I think it'll save you some time, money, and create an outstanding result. Hope that helps y'all. Adios amigos.